Hi guys! Today we'll be going over how to install your professional parallel straight edge or parallel bar from Pacific Arc. This tutorial will apply to both the P1000 series and the DP2000 series straight edges. Now, if you're looking for information on how to adjust the parallel bars on either the STB or PXB series drawing boards, you can find links to those tutorials in the description below. Alright, let's get to work setting up that parallel straight edge. First, you'll want to verify that all the parts shown in the part list are included. This is going to be your spring, the straight edge with wire. You should have one rear right wire connector, one left rear wire connector, two front wire connectors, two rear pulleys, one rear adjustment knob, one cinch stud, 6 screws, and 2 washers. If you find that any of these pieces are missing, please contact us so we can help get you the missing pieces. Step 2. The next thing you'll want to do is check that your drawing board has a solid outer frame to hold the screws and that it's not warped. If your board is warped, the parallel straight edge will not work properly. Step 3. Once you have your board or drawing table, you'll want to find the center of your drawing area on both the top and bottom of your drawing board or table. Mark the center on your board or table with a pencil or other erasable marking device. You'll notice on your instruction manual that there are different dimensions outlined depending on the size of the parallel bar you have. In this video, we are setting up the 36-inch parallel bar, so our measurements will reflect that. There will be a little math involved, so be prepared to whip out a calculator if need be. We've calculated the different measurements for each size of parallel bar in the table on screen now. This can be a little confusing, so please watch all the way through step 2 before continuing on your own board. First, we'll mark off the endpoints for measurement 1 shown in figure 1 on your instruction manual. You will measure out from the middle point you marked earlier and not the sides of your board. To get the measurement from the middle of the board, we'll divide 33 3/4 inches by 2. This gives us 16 7/8 inches. Now we'll measure out 16 7/8 inches from the middle mark we made on the board to mark out the end points for dimension 1. The next step is to mark out dimension 2. This is the bottom measurement as outlined in figure 1 on the instruction manual. The total measurement is 33 3/4 inches. Divided by 2, we get 17 3/8 inches. Just like we did with the top measurement, we'll mark these out on the board from the middle mark. Take the end points of dimension 2 and draw a straight line until you get to the edge of your board. This will be the place where we screw in the front wire connectors later on. Now, going back to the top measurement, you'll want to measure 3/4 of an inch from the top of your board. Line it up with the outside markings for dimension 1 and put an X at that point. This marks the location for the rear wire connectors. You can now erase other temporary marks you've made. Step 4. Once you've marked the positions for the front and rear wire connectors, we'll drill 4 pilot holes in the board. You'll need to use a 1/16 inch drill bit and drill it 1/4 inch deep to make sure that you do not drill through the board. We've marked the depth off on our drill bit using a piece of tape so we don't drill too deep. Drill the first pilot holes that you've marked with an X on the top of your board. Once done, you'll now drill the holes on the side of your board. Use the front wire connectors as seen in figure 2 on your instruction manual to ensure you're drilling the pilot hole in the right location on the side of your board or table. Step 5. Now that your pilot holes are drilled, we'll fasten the front wire connectors using the screws shown in Figure 2 of your instruction booklet. Make sure not to screw in the front wire connectors all the way. Step 6. Assemble the right rear wire connector as shown. It should look like this when you're finished. Then you'll take the screw that goes through the pulley and fit that into the pilot hole you marked on the right-hand side of your board. Secure the right rear pulley in place using both screws as shown. You may find that drilling an additional pilot hole for the second screw is necessary. Step 7. Assemble the left rear wire connector as shown. Now you'll insert the screw that goes through the pulley in the original pilot hole on the top left of your board. Double check that the rear and front wire connector orientation and location is correct. It should match Figure 5 on your instruction manual and look the way it does in this video. If these are not set up properly, your parallel bar will not work as intended. Step 8. Place the straight edge in the center of the board as shown and loop the upper wires around the rear pulleys, making sure that the spring is centered at the top of the board between the two rear pulleys. It should look like this when everything is set up correctly. If you have any questions or need additional assistance, please reach out to us. You can find our contact information on our website, pacificarc.us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more information on Pacific Arc products and other tutorials. Bye for now.